Hello. Hello to anyone who's out there. Thank you for joining me on my stream today. The plan of attack for today is to attempt to pick up where I left off on Monday. For anyone that attended or watched the stream on Monday, I wasn't feeling very well. I'm slowly getting over some sort of flu or cough, or cold rather, and starting to feel a lot better now than I was. And Monday night stream was meant to be the first attempt at working through some issues in Cake.Recipe, but it simply didn't really happen, I'll be honest. We spent some time going through some of the open issues in the Cake.Recipe repository and assigning them to milestones. We didn't really get much further than that, to be honest. Hello, Kim, in the chat room. Glad you could come along. So yeah, where we are with Cake.Recipe is that we're now in a position finally to break some stuff, right? And we're in a position where we can attempt to start to pull in some new functionality that has been long awaited in Cake.Recipe, but mainly I have prevented them coming in because there was a ton of projects that would be broken when I did that. And now that I've gone through that process of updating all those projects to pin to a specific version of Cake.Recipe, now we can start to break things. I am, Kim, yes, I am feeling a lot better than I was on Monday. Thank you very much. So the first thing I wanted to check, really, was that everything's still working. So we have a test.cake script here whose intention is to run the latest version of Cake.Recipe with a few projects to make sure that Cake.Recipe is still working. Now, what I want to do first of all is make sure that that still works. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into here. They are essentially integration tests, yes. And I want to run that to see if that still works, because Jericho noticed at least one problem with that, in that he noticed that what was the problem? He submitted a PR, didn't he? He submitted a PR where, that's what it was. Because I'd gone through the process of updating the projects, one of the things I changed was to change them all to use recipe.cake as the entry script. And as a result, it broke the integration test because they were still using build.cake. So he fixed that, which was good. And I should be able to run this, but I guess I should... so have I not got the most recent bootstrappers here? Hold on. Let me just check something. Cake. Install bootstrapper. Sure. And then let's pull down the latest one for Nix as well. And then we'll need to go in here and change this to be recipe. And we'll need to change this to be... I didn't think you needed to do that though, Kim, did you? I thought it would just take it as a first argument. I could be wrong, but I thought that's how it worked. But regardless, I mean, this wasn't the most recent version because there's a number of fixes in here. So let's just do a maintenance commit here, which is to update to latest Cake bootstrappers. So we'll do that. Interesting. Let's try it that way. Running. Okay. So, what this should do is this should run off to the internet and download... No, it shouldn't, because I've still done that wrong. So it is going to be what Kim suggested, but I'm either not over my cold or things aren't working as I expected them to. Okay, so what this should do, and what it's now doing, is that it should run off to the internet and clone Cake.Gulp, Cake.HTTP, and Cake.Twitter, and then it should attempt to build those projects with the most recent version of Cake.Recipe from this repository. So as we make changes, we can know if we've broken some projects, and it's a subset of 3, and that's fine. A compatible... Oh, hold on. Well, that one failed. So I need to install .NET Core by the look of it on this machine. Because there must be an expectation on that project that... no. Because we're not running the bootstrapper for that project, it won't be installing the required version. Because we're running, the integration tests are running directly against the Cake script, if I recall correctly. Let's have a look at this and see what it does. Clean, tests, blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Where does it actually run it? Maybe the test script should be changed. Maybe. But I think that's what the problem is. Because if we go to the other ones, so Cake.Twitter is... So the builds are running for ones that don't specifically need to exercise... No, that doesn't make any sense. Or, like, as you say... It could be because it's on a different version of .NET, but the way that most of the bootstrappers work is it will install that .NET SDK version locally and run it from there rather than going up to the global one. But it could be that these ones are happy to do it without that. Because which ones are they? Cake.Gulp. Yeah. I wonder. So this is maybe something else that we need to fix. But let's just have a quick look and see what's going on once this build here is finished. Like I say, I'm fairly sure that's what it's doing. Get files. Where's it actually doing the work? So it's cloning. Tests is dependent on their information. For each test and test repos, clone, update the file, and executing the Cake script. Yeah. So it runs the Cake script as a shelling out to Cake from the current process rather than running the bootstrapper. So it is doing what I thought it was doing. And as a result, it failed. Because if we go in here and have a look at it goes up a level, doesn't it? Where does it put them? Oh, it's been a while since I've run this. Oh, is it not an environment variable? It goes right the way to the top, doesn't it? See. Yeah. Recipe.cake tests. And in here, if we have a look at this guy, it's going to tell me that it can't do it. Of course it is. open with. What is edit and open? Partialize. That's fine. That looks like the standard bootstrapper to me. So what does it have in its global.json file? cd c where did it go? Cake.Recipe tests. cd repos. Go. So here we'll see what these integration tests are doing when they're running, by the way. It's modifying the first line of the script to, rather than source Cake.Recipe from the internet, it resolves it from the local build artifacts folder. So it's always using the latest the latest built version of Cake.Recipe locally, and that's kind of the whole point. So that's doing exactly what we wanted to do, but in here, look. So 21500. So what do I have? .NET info. Oh, I've got a newer version, and I don't have. Yeah, I don't have that specific version installed, so that's why that test fails. Let's not worry about that just now. I just wanted to see that was kind of roughly working, and it is roughly working. It's executing the tests, and the result is it fails. But that's the reason for failing. The reason for the failures is not tied to Cake.Recipe, which is what we're kind of focusing on just now. Okay, so back to where we were. The question really is where to start. Now, I mean, there's good reason to use a global.json file. If your requirement is a specific version, then using a global.json file forces that issue. Now, I could just install another version, though, correct? And I could install it locally, and then everything would work. Now, I don't want to do that just now, because I think that's a tangent. I think what we want to do instead is want to start pulling in some of these changes. So, where would you start, Kim? Usually you only need the minimum version, so using specific version is bad. So, okay, hold on. Let me answer this question. So, can you specify that as a dubri, this one or higher? JSON file. Interesting. That's a shame. Just looking at it just now. Oh, so I should have used this one instead. I should have used this. Right. And so because I haven't got 21500 installed, then it's not building. Yes and no, in the sense that if I change this and try running the integration test again, it'll blow the change away. So I can't change it without running it. I mean, I could just run it here. So now that I'm in here, I could run build, and that should fail. This should fail with the same error when it comes to the .NET restore step. So look. But I mean, if that's the case, I mean, it's putting a star in kind of defeats the purpose of. So look, this is a little tangent, but let's just have a see what this does. Let's see what it does. Compatible SDK could not be parsed. Look, so no, it doesn't like that. But if I had 21500 installed, then everything would be happy. But it's not, so we can't fully test that, and that's okay. Okay, so back to my question: where would you start, Kim, in updating these? Updating Cake.Recipe. Will we just start by pulling in the most recent versions of all of these tools, and then start fixing the problems, because there are some problems that we know about. So look at that. Thank you very much, buddies. You've been a 4-month subscriber currently. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah, that's not. Yeah, I see what you're saying, Kim. Yes, I would say yes. Okay, so let's start going through some of these, shall we? So, let's just start. Let's get started. So on that, if Jericho were here, I think what he would tell us is that, yes, they might not be the latest, but rather than us going off and figuring it out, Cake.Admin Discoverer should come in and bring in the latest version for us automatically as part of its updates, but it won't do that until we start closing off some of these. So I think it makes sense to go through the process of walking through these and see where we get to. So let's start. Let's just get started. So this is git. Oh no, I'm in the wrong folder. So I'm going to cd up again, cd into GitHub, organizations, Cake, contrib, Cake.Recipe, and git fetch upstream, pull 333 head PR 333. Let's do this. Git checkout PR 333, git rebase on develop. Well, let's come back to that one. Or is that the one I'm currently on? Incubator. Not late at all, Maurice. You can turn up whenever you want. That's not a problem. So let's have a look at what's going on here. So the change was okay. So this one will likely break stuff because it's Cake.Incubator. But so git checkout develop. That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant at all. I just meant that there's no requirement for you to arrive right at the beginning. You can turn up whenever you want. Git merge OFF PR33. Beautiful. Right. So I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to say beautiful. Looks good to me. And I'm going to say approve. I'm going to go into here, and I'm going to take this hold off. And then I'm going to say that we've pushed it elsewhere, because there's no point in running all the CIs for all of that sort of stuff. So let's go ahead and do git push upstream. And let's go into GitHub Cake. Still can't type. Still struggling with typing Cake on stream. You need to fix that at some point. Maybe I should just cut my losses and switch to Dvorak like him. Just do it. Copy. This has been merged. Now, this has been rebased and merged into here. Oh, that's the wrong paste. So I'm going to close that. Okay. So that is going to break stuff. And the reason it's going to break stuff is because Cake.Incubator, I think, has some changes in it that ultimately mean I have to finally get around to fixing those big warnings that come up right at the start of Cake.Recipe execution. So, yeah. This one's definitely out of date because Git version's up to 5.1.0 or something now. I maybe should. And then do a 301 redirect to cakebuild.net. I think that's exactly what I should do. This will break a bunch of people as well because Git version changed the way that they use their git version.yaml file. So there's a requirement now to change the structure. If you're using a YAML file, they moved away from using regular expressions. So that will be interesting to see how that pans out for everyone. But onwards and upwards. Git fetch upstream pull. Which one was this? 339. Head into PR 339. I think you're right, Kim. I hope you're right. I hope you're right. Git checkout PR 339. Git rebase on to develop. Git merge. There was a merge conflict there. Let's have a look. 0 conflicts. Beautiful. Let's see what Git extensions is saying. One of these will probably be an orange file, which we can reset. And then that is just an update to Git version. Beautiful. So Git rebase continue. Beautiful. Hello, Brave Cobra. How we doing? Git checkout develop. Git merge. OFF PR 339. Git push upstream. Okay. So back to our code. Back to our commits. So I'm just going to kind of work my way through these. Copy. And say this has been rebased and merged here. Comment. What am I working on? Breaking stuff. Pretty much what Marie said. I am currently working on a open source project that I work on along with some other people in the chat room called Cake.Recipe. We have recently pushed out a 1.0.0 release of Cake.Recipe, and now we're breaking stuff because we're at a 1.0 release and we can conceivably say, let's break some things because there's some changes in terms of the tools that we're using that have been changed in functionality and how they work. So we want to pull those in and then, as a side effect of that, update Cake.Recipe with a new new semver so that people know that some things have been broken, basically. So I'm going to say close pull request. How else can we fix bugs? Indeed. So at the minute, there are 16 open pull requests into Cake.Recipe. Most of them are about updating tools versions. So I am basically working my way through those and merging them in. This one's interesting. I think at some point this is just gonna. I think we're gonna remove git link. Is my thought. I like that. I like what Billy said there. You're a stream contributor. I like that. I like that. I like that. I think I'm going to remove git link completely from Cake.Recipe in favor of source link, which is now kind of, it's more baked into the tooling that comes out of the box. And I'm breaking stuff on purpose though, as opposed to by mistake. Absolutely love it, love it. But yeah, so this, I'm going to do this update, but I'm also gonna at some point completely remove git link from this, because git link has effectively been replaced by source link to all intents and purposes. So let's do this. Let's go back to the command line. Git fetch upstream pull. What was the number? 341. 341 head PR 341. Git checkout PR 341. Git rebase on develop. That will be a merge conflict as well, but that should be a. It should figure it out. Yes, it did. So now we go back in here. Let's do a refresh. I should add a git ignore for that. I might just do that now that I think about it. Reset that, and that's just going to be that. So good. Git rebase. Continue. Git checkout. Should still be using switch. I haven't quite got that under my fingers yet. Git merge OFF PR 341. Beautiful. Git push upstream. Let's go back to the code. If debugging is the process of removing bugs, then programming is the process of putting in bugs. I think that is a never a truer word spoken there. Never a truer word spoken. Copy. This has been rebased and merged into develop here. Do that again. Close and comment. Okay, so I was thinking about a .orig file there. I'm going to go into my git ignore file, and I'm going to put a star.orig file in there, and then as a sanity check to make sure that it's not going to do anything, test.orig. That won't be added. Beautiful. So I can delete this, and I'm going to say mint add star.orig to .gitignore final. We're on develop branch. Beautiful. Git push. Let's push that up. Makes sense, but there are more programmers than debuggers. Yeah, that's true. So that was git link. Report generator. Let's have a look at this one. Report generator. I think That's fine. So I'm going to approve that. This is PR 350. So git fetch upstream pull 350 head PR 350. Good. Let's do it this time. Switch PR. Oh, I don't get code completion for that. I wonder if that'll be an update to get extensions. No, not get extensions. Poshgit for get tab completion on the switch command. Oh, does it? That's good to know. That's good to know. Get rebase on develop. This will be a merge conflict as well, I would have imagined. Git merge tool. It should be a no-op. This time round in Git extensions, though, we shouldn't have a origin file. Beautiful. So that part's working now. And then we can do a git rebase. Just turning it a bit of a lesson in how to do rebases. I wasn't really expecting. Git switch develop git merge no ff of PR 350. So I get tab completion there for the merge command, but we don't get it for the switch command. I might have check to see if there's a new version of Poshgit. Oh, there's definitely muscle memory in play for that one, yeah. Git checkout just still feels right. It feels right on my fingers, but still logically has always never really made that much sense to me. So I'm happy that they've now got a switch command or a dedicated switch command. I think it makes much more sense. Here, copy. This has been rebased and merged onto develop here. Paste and paste. Clone comment. Indeed. So that's that one. Okay, so that's another pull request down. Now the next pull request that I'm kind of avoiding the cake.graph dependency at the minute because reasons, but this one from Pascal I think makes a lot of sense. So this one was changing the default for the cake.graph documentation and changing it to false. Oh, I see what he did. I see what Pascal did there. So he's switching the default for Cake.Recipe to go back the way it was, but he's switching the default in the main execution of Cake.Recipe to be false. I think this one makes sense. Having thought about it, I really think this makes sense. It really only comes into play when you have altered the Cake.Recipe directed acyclical graph. If you're doing that, then I think generating the graph documentation makes sense, but I don't think it's needed. I really don't. So I think this one makes sense to me as well. So I'm going to say, looks good to me. We will need to do git fetch upstream pull. What's the number? 360 head PR 360. Git checkout. Oh, I did it again. You see, did it again. Interesting. Oh, yeah, that'll go away. Git rebase on develop. That'll go away. And that one went straight in because it wasn't on any of the files that we've just touched. So what are we doing? Oh, there's no changes because it just went straight in. So that was those two files. Beautiful. So git checkout. Develop. Git merge no ff on PR 360. Git push upstream. Beautiful. Okay. And kept saying, I agree, for most use cases, graph isn't needed. You really need to look into using auto rebus actions in GitHub. There's an auto rebasing one now? I knew that there's one for... Is there now a full action for auto rebasing a PR by pushing back to the original source repository? If there is, then yes, I want to look into that. I know that there's one for doing certain actions, but not one for rebasing specifically. If there is, I would love to see that. So if you got a link to one, Kim, I would definitely want to check that out. I didn't think there was one yet. But I mean, yeah, what I'm doing is kind of circumventing the GitHub flow at this point, because I'm merging directly into the develop branch and then closing the PR. Now, the contributors don't lose their kind of internet points. They still get, they're still a contributor on the commit that goes in, but I'm circumventing the flow a little bit. If you could, that'd be great. Thank you. This has been rebased and merged here. Close the comment. Okay, so we've done that one. Oh, I should have been checking. I should have been checking that it's closing the associated PRs. I should be checking to see if it's closing the associated issues as well. Open, 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 and open. So, like he said, fixes. So that will mean it's closed, and that is on. No, it didn't. Why did that not get closed then? Automatic rebase. Oh, hold on. You're going to put me off on a tangent now, Kim. Hold on. Let me finish this part. Let me finish this part as a minimum, and then I'll go off on a wee tangent. 343. Save. Oh, save. Oh, no. You've showed me it now. I'm going to have to go and have a look. Why are these not closing? Oh, because the PR didn't get merged. That's why. The PR didn't get closed, so that's why it's not updating them. So it's just as well I did this. So this was a build. This is not really anything else. So I'm going to close this one out. And then this one is 325. There's a great GIF. I'm not sure I follow Maurice. I didn't follow that one. I'm clearly missing something. I'm going to make this a build again. I'm going to say close issue. This one was 331. GH-331. And then here. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, hold on. If I click that link, give me a minute. Labels, build. And then I'm going to close that one. And then this is GH-324. T4. And then I'm going to click on this one. I'm going to label this one. And then I'm going to close it. Close. Close. Okay, good. So if I refresh this, then it should now have nice little numbers on all of them, which it does. Beautiful. And then if I'm going to grab this, I'm going to copy that link to my clipboard. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to paste it in. It's got a great GIF. Dun, dun, dun. Is it moving? Oh, it is moving. Hold on. GitHub Actions. Course pushed. Docker build. Oh, I'm still curious though. Where it's maybe not showing in here. No, it does. Oh, maybe not. I'm curious as to whether this works across forks. And if it does, I'm genuinely going to give it a try. So, GitHub Action to automatically rebase PRs. After installation, simply comment rebase to trigger the action. Shall we do it? Shall we? Shall we give it a try? Because I have actions. I can do actions. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Installation. Do the thing, Brave Cobra says. Copy and paste the following snippet into your YAML file. Sounds good to me. Copy. Over here. Actions. Simple workflow. No. Skippity skip. Set up a workflow myself. Isn't that just available in the action? Oops. Let's find out, shall we? So... No, hold on. No, hold on. What does this trigger on? I'm going to go and dig into this a little bit more. What is this action triggering on? Installation. To configure the action, simply add the following lines to your rebase.yaml file. Runs on implement the latest steps. Oh, it's on issue comment, look. So that's what it's triggering on. Yeah. Jobs, rebase, using implement the latest. And that one's one of the built-in ones. So let's just give this a full try. Copy. New file. So let's call this rebase and paste. Do it. It's in. Okay. Let's try this one. Dun, dun, dun. So this one is conflicting, right? It's out of date. So if we do a wee rebase here, let's see what happens, shall we? Actions. It's doing something. It's doing something. It's doing the thing. It's starting my workflow. it's doing the thing with the stuff. I'm genuinely curious how this is going to work. But it's currently downloading a Docker image. It's installing a bunch of stuff onto it. It's running a checkout. And it's doing the thing with it. It's doing... GitHub doesn't think the PR is rebasable. So disappointed. So disappointed. Why does it think it's not rebasable? Oh, because of the merge conflict. That's unfortunate. Yeah, it'll be because of the merge conflict. Wah, wah, wah. But, okay, so let's find another one. Let's find another one that isn't currently... let's find one that isn't conflicted. Let's have a look at Kim's one. I don't think Kim's one... Right, Kim's one isn't conflicting. Let's do it again, shall we? Rebase. Off we go. See what it does. But I'm also curious as to what it updated. If it updated a comment in the PR that we just tried, which was this one. Did it leave a comment saying that it couldn't do it? See, that's unfortunate. I would have hoped that it would have come back with a message saying, "Nah, can't do it." So, is my action running again? Actions. Okay, it's running again. It's running. Access to a remote sound machine. Ask me for a sound and I'll try and do it. No, I won't. I won't really. Dun, dun, dun. It's rebasing. It's doing the thing with the stuff. See, that's what I was worried about. It's so close. It's so... didn't work. Dang it. You're so close, Kim. So this would work for PRs that came in from the same repository, but it won't work for remotes, for forks. But I'm gonna leave it activated because there's potential for PRs coming in from the same repository. And let's have a look at that action definition again, just to have a quick snoop here. It is. It's using... It's not tied to a... Oh, no, it is. It is tied to a specific version of Rebase, so I would need to come back in here if a new version of that action comes in. Oh, hold on. Let's go and have a wee look over here. Support forks, PRs from forks, 10 days ago. Blah, blah, blah. Unfortunately, GitHub token is not working with forks at this time. I don't think anything changed. There was an issue. Pushing protected branches into action. Oh, what's this guy saying? This is only 2 hours ago. Oh, hot off the press. Instead of using GitHub token for the push, the user creates a secret foo token that contains the token of one of the developers of the project, adds it to the environment, and adds an option push token that contains the name of the secret. The same thing would work for PRs from forks, assuming that and that's the big assumption there. Is checked. Hope this helps. Well, say it's not an option. Why would you say it's not an option? Maurice. What makes you say that? Are you worried about the... I mean, yeah. But the action is running in the context of you. Well, the only potential malicious thing would be if that action were to then take the token and send it off somewhere. It would mean rebase in a repo that's not yours, well, I mean, if I was going to do it, I would probably use the Cake.Contrib bot user that we have. So I would create a token for that guy, and I would put that into the secrets section of this repository, which is a place for storing secrets like that, and use that within the action. Is what I would, if I was going to do it. That's how I would do it. Now, the only concern would be that if the action that's executing is malicious in the sense that it's taking that and then sending it off to somewhere else. Yes, that's my understanding. It wouldn't be it would be someone who has a person who is a administrator or a contributor to this project, which would allow him to send a rebase or force push back to the originating repository, and that as long as that's enabled, it would go through. Well, this absolutely is a security issue, absolutely, but with right access to so there would need to be a maintainer on this repository to allow it to flow through. Yes. Now, what I think this person here is referring to is that the token that you get as part of the action doesn't have the same rights as the maintainer of the repository. It has enough rights to update and listen to events on the repository that it's running on, but it can't actually do much back again. So what he's saying is there's an issue on the GitHub community about the problems that is faced by that, and I'm curious as to what their plans are around this. But yeah, I like this. This is so very close to what I want to be able to do. So very close. But I'm going to leave it enabled. So this is an action I'm going to leave enabled on this repository because, if nothing else, if contributors who have access to Cake.Recipe, which I'm probably going to look to expand a little bit if they want to create PRs from this repository. There's reasons to not do that, but if it means that we can use something like this, I think it might be worthwhile. So anyway, let's do one more PR before I have to go and get some lunch. So let's update this to be GH-361, and let's approve it. So this is just updating that. So I'm going to say it looks good to me. And then back to here and say git fetch upstream pull 362 head PR 362 git. I'm going to try and do it. Switch PR 362 git rebase on develop git merge tool. Beautiful. Why have we got a change there? Shouldn't have a change. Oh no, we're fine. So it's just pulling that up. So then git rebase continue. Git check I did it. Git merge no ff PR 362. Git push upstream. Rebase that. Or refresh that is what I meant. Oh, it's not going to work. Git, because we added that. Git fetch upstream. We should be able to do this though. I should be able to do that. There we go. Git push upstream. Oops. Beautiful. Refresh. Grab this. Copy that. This has been rebased and merged into develop. Develop. Here. Paste. Closing comment. And then the 361 is the issue. So if we go back and make this a build issue and go ahead and close it. Let me just catch up on. Oh, there's one other thing I was going to do before I. Oh, that's what I was going to do, and then I'll come back to the chat room. We're going to do git branch, git branch, or -d PR 333 339 341 350 360 362. Should bring us back to the beginning. Okay. What did I not do? Oh, no. Why is that claiming that it's... What did I not do? Did I not merge that? Oh, okay, I rebased. So the branch, it's taken it off the... okay, so it is there, but it's not there. In which case, let's shout at it and just say, go away, because it is there. Okay, sorry. Chat room. What if it were to create another... What if it were to create another in the repo itself? Question, a new branch. Basically redo what you do locally, then it would be exactly as if it was being done locally. Should be doable though. Yes, but automated saves work. And the problem would always be with regards to the merge conflicts though and how to resolve them. Yes. Perfect fail on that, no harm there. You could not auto-resolve conflicts as a decision needs to be made. True. Would be nice if you use a while. So what would be nice is that if we were to go to one of these PRs. So let's go to this one, which is likely going to be broken now. What would be nice would be that you come down here and you say, oh, where's the thing that pops up saying, do you want to resolve it online? Because you can resolve certain conflicts through the... but then that's probably for the same reason, because it's coming from... If you do a PR from the same repository, then you can fix it in the UI. And then what I was going to say was, if you could fix it in the UI, then trigger the rebase bot. So you've done your merge, and then being able to rebase it online to kind of update it, that would be the ultimate. But you can't do it here because it's the exact same reason. Would be nice if you could use a wildcard. A wildcard for... Were you talking about the git branch -d, Maurice? That would be nice. I'm not sure if you can do that. I don't think you can. Maybe you can. A smarter person at the command line would be able to tell me how to do that. But anyway, so we got through, I think, 5 PRs today, so that's not too bad. So there's more to come, obviously. And there's some work to be done in terms of the upcoming 2.0 release. So this is a roadmap issue that was created that's trying to capture kind of the top level things that need to be done. So this is where we're working towards. This is what I'm working on just now. So yeah, that's what I did today. It's likely what I'll do on Monday as well. Monday night's stream. But that's about it from me just now. Kim's saying that no, you can't, but you can specify multiple branches at the same time. Oh, I see what you're saying. Ooh, that's a nice one. Oh, I didn't know about that one. Get branch merged. Look at that. Be careful for that one though. Yeah, I was going to say that would delete my develop branch if I did that. Wouldn't necessarily want to do that. But good, I didn't know about that one. Learn something new every day. Anyway, that's it from me. I will hopefully see some of you on Monday evening, and I'll carry on doing some changes to Cake.Recipe. And that's about it for me. So, thank you all. I'll see you all later. Bye bye.